Acorn workers have been fired after video surfaced of them allegedly telling what they thought were a pimp and prostitute how to cheat on their taxes and how to claim underage sex workers as dependents. The exchange between the man and woman posing as the pimp and prostitute was secretly recorded and replayed on television and the internet. Attorney Steve Allen joins us this morning to sort out some of the legal ramifications of that. Good morning.
Good morning, Patrice.
All right. It seems like there could be some legal issues for all of the parties involved, but let's start with the filmmaker who posed as the pimp. He secretly videotaped this, and in Maryland there's a two-party consent law which says everybody has to know what's going on. What consequences could the filmmaker face, if any?
It's a crime in Maryland to secretly tape record anyone. It's why when you call a bank, you always get a recording that says this call may be recorded for quality purposes,
yes,
so that they deem you've consented. They could get 5 years in jail and a fine of $10,000 should the prosecutors choose to go after them. It's what happened in the Linda Tripp case a number of years ago.
Would the prosecutors go after them without Acorn filing a suit or saying, look, we need to go after them? Would that be something prosecutors would do on their own?
It's a crime, and the prosecutors would make their own decision.
Okay.
Now, there is part of the statute which creates civil remedies. The Acorn people could sue them for their damages or a minimum of $1,000 for having made the recordings.
What's the likelihood that a prosecutor would want to pursue this?
Well, it's a policy decision.
Okay.
And we'll have to see whether the Attorney General or the state's attorney goes after them.
All right, let's talk about some of the other folks. The employees that were fired, what other consequences could they face beyond firing for telling people basically how to cheat on their taxes, how to get around the law?
Well, it's a crime to counsel someone to cheat on their taxes. And there are other potential crimes, conspiracy and so on. However, because the wiretap statute was violated, these folks will likely never be prosecuted because the tape cannot be used. The law says the tape cannot be used directly or indirectly, so it cannot be played in a courtroom, nor could it be used to refresh testimony or to create leads. What should have happened here was that these people who were going to tape should have gone to law enforcement, should have asked for permission to make the tapes.
Yes.
They then would have come within an exception under the statute, and we could go forward from there.
So even though everyone has seen what happened, what transpired, that will never be able to be used against the employees or even against Acorn?
The paradox here is at the end of the day, the people who made the tape could be prosecuted. The people who were on the tape will likely never be prosecuted.
And Acorn, is there any larger issue for them? I mean, and now they're saying they're suing the filmmaker. What basis do they have?
Well, the statute allows you to sue the filmmaker.
Okay.
There's a special section in the statute that allows you to get your damages or a minimum of $1,000 and your legal fees from someone who violates the statute.
So they can sue specifically and only for the fact that they came in and secretly videotaped. They can't sue for any defamation or anything like that as a result of what people have now seen? Well,
defamation is only actionable if it's untrue. And in this case, truth is a defense. They would sue for the making of the secret tape, and the statute allows that.
But they're saying it was edited, it was doctored.
Well, I mean, that's a perspective. That's a perspective. I mean, we'd have to look to see whether it was doctored, but it wouldn't create any real legal rights here. These people did say what they said on the tape.
Right.
Now, what the legal significance is, we can discuss as lawyers, and there would have been a great deal of legal significance had it been done correctly. All right.
Very interesting, Steve. Thank you. Well, still ahead in our 7 o'clock hour, backlash over back talk. Why a tirade cost Serena Williams a hefty fine. And the story behind Wolverine, a preview of the new DVD X-Men Origins. That's coming up next in the Lowdown. 6:52 is the time. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News, all local, all morning.